What's up again, everybody? Well, I don't know about you. I don't know how you've been spending your flesh and blood time lately, but for me, my flesh and blood time has really been taken up by deck building. I've been building a bunch of different decks, and I've really had a lot of fun building different decks for different heroes and different classes, things that I haven't normally played, and those are going to be things that I share with you over the next couple of weeks. But there's been one sort of pervasive thought, I'll put it that way, one thought that's really come across over this whole process of deck building, and that is this: I am so ready for some new heroes to enter this game. I love new heroes, and I think this is perhaps why I enjoyed Crucible of War so much. I've thought about this a lot. I've enjoyed Crucible of War as like a set so much because it supported existing heroes and gave us new heroes for existing classes, and gave us a lot. It gave us like, what, 5 heroes? 5 extra heroes, or maybe 6. Let's see. Benji, Kavdayan, Kaio, Shiana, Kasai, Datadol. So 6? I think 6, right? And it's got me thinking a lot about Everfest, which is coming up sooner than we all imagine. We have the entire month of December, of course, still to go, and then we have most of January before we actually see spoilers. But then spoilers are going to hit. We're going to have a spoiler season, then we're going to have like a big celebration to send off WTR, and then we're going to have the huge drop of Everfest. And so it's gonna come faster, I think, than we expect. And with that being said, I'm going to talk to you about some classes that I think could be introduced either in this set or in future sets. Classes that I think deserve a spot in the game and could very easily fit into an Everfest Carnival style set. And I will say, there are a couple of these that I very much hope that we see in Everfest. Even if it's just like one of those kind of one-off classes like we saw with Merchant, I think it would be really cool to see a few of these. I bet you can guess one of these, but maybe you can guess 2. Leave a comment down below. If you want to play a game, leave a comment down below with which classes you think I'm going to name, or which classes you would like to see in the game, and maybe we can find out how much our picks line up. Before we get too far, I do want to say that if you would like to support this channel, if you'd like to support me, because this is all I do, this is my channel, I just make videos for you. Hopefully you enjoy them or learn something. But if you'd like to support the channel, hitting the subscribe button makes this number go up, and when that hits 7,000, I give away some cool stuff that I'm going to toss out there to anyone that wins the giveaway. Plus, if you'd like to support in a huge and amazing way, becoming a patron is, I can't understate it, or I can't overstate it. That's the one. I can't overstate how much it means and how much it helps to have patronage, and all of these wonderful people are so amazing. So thank you everyone that's already supporting, and if you'd like to join the Patreon, head on down in the link in the description. Okay, here we go. The first class that I think would very easily fit into the game as far as this set is concerned, it's the one you're all thinking of. It's Bard. Bard just makes too much sense with this set being the theme that it is. This is literally a set about a carnival, and there's music, and there's games, and there's like a bunch of different things going on, and so why would we not see like a bard that perhaps like plays music for the crowd, and maybe it entrances them. Maybe that's what the bard does, plays music, and it like debuffs all of future attacks, and then you can play your own attacks, or maybe it like buffs up itself with its own music, like I don't know, that'd be really interesting if it provides itself its own buffs, like the hero provides themselves the own buffs. And then takes advantage of that, or creates maybe this is interesting. What if the Bard is a class that creates auras that are all just music, like being played, and while oh my god, I'm going crazy. While the music is on the combat chain, you can play different portions of the music, and they like build and build and build, and the larger piece that you create. Oh, this is getting weird. What if you put a rhythm game into... No, I can't do it anymore. Okay, but a bard makes so much sense in this set. And there are some interesting ways that you could take it as far as like a combat mechanic goes. Again, comparing this to D&D and seeing how Bard is used there versus how you could use it in this game. There are some interesting ideas that can be drawn. So I do think that Bard makes a ton of sense, and I hope we see Bard as a class, even if it's just a one-off class in this set. It's perfect. It's the perfect one. Following that one up, I do want to say I think this one could also be a shoe-in for this set. We already know Illusionist exists, and Illusionist is a class wherein they create illusions and create phantasms that could be popped at any moment. But on that same vein, but not quite the same thing, is the idea of a seer. Someone who looks into the crystal ball, or like palm reads, or just, you know, like goes into a trance and reads the smoke of like the room that you're in. That sort of thing is really interesting for just the possibility of what it could do as a class. Like that class could be really intriguing, and it's something that's talked about in the lore book actually, and on the website at the Everfest Carnival. Seers are mentioned being something that you could go to, and perhaps they're telling your future, and perhaps they are looking into the future, and that I think mechanically could be amazing if we had a class that was all about opting, and not just about opting in a way that like Wizard is about opting, all about opting to set up your deck to do exactly whatever you want. I feel like it could be a really amazing combo class wherein you're just setting up this line of play that you see your deck playing out as, or maybe even playing a card and then manipulating your opponent's deck as well, like, you know, opting for you and your opponent, and then you get to choose both outcomes, where yours goes to the top and your opponent's goes to the bottom, that sort of thing. I feel like they could definitely invest a lot of mechanics into that. It could be very interesting mechanically, and for a specific type of player who really likes to be meticulous and lots of manipulation, like the Azalea players out there who love to do the you know, opt and then swap with Azalea's effect. I feel like that would be a really, really cool class to pick up, and it's one that if they do something with that class, I will play that day one. Like straight up, I will build a deck, figure something out, because I love card draw and card manipulation. Number 3 on this list is another one you may have on your own personal list, and it's one that I really do think we could see, and maybe they somehow take this class and somehow combine it with the merchant class, and that's the Alchemist, or like a potion seller. Again, we're at a carnival. There's food, there's dancing, there's music, there's games, and there could be drinks or potions being traded for or sold at the Everfest Carnival, and that would be an easy way to bring Alchemist into the game itself, into the world itself, because again, we already have the tools at our disposal to really see this. It just takes a hero defining some path to victory with said tools, and then providing more of them. We have potions in the game already. Time Snap Potion, Potion of Strength, Crazy Brew, Energy Potion. Why did I say Potion of Energy? No, Energy Potion. And then what was the more recent? I think there's like one more recent one, right? I'm probably blanking on a potion somewhere in there. Either way, there's potions that exist in the game, and it just takes a hero that says whenever you play a potion, deal damage, or whenever you use the effect of a potion, do something. And that would be really cool in a way, again, to just give us a new way to look at cards. All of these generics that we have access to across all of these classes, that generic card pool is incredibly flexible already, and the more heroes and the more sort of linchpin styles and linchpin effects that heroes really contain on their cards, the more of those that are in the game, the more we can see these card pools in a different light. And again, this could be something that they somehow tie into Merchant, because thematically, if you have this alchemist who's creating potions or creating, you know, like turning one thing into another, you could then immediately parlay that into something being sold in the merchant class. So maybe they somehow shoehorn two classes together. That'd be kind of interesting. Okay, so the first three that I talked about were definite classes that I could see fitting into this set immediately. But the last two, not so much. They could definitely get them in. One of them is a fan favorite class, okay, and that's this one. People have been clamoring for a Necromancer class for so long. Just clamoring for it. And I will say this too. In Monarch, they even showed us the path to how that would work and what that would look like. They created, and technically they did it in two different ways. They created allies, okay? They created little characters that live on the board that have a health or like a block amount on the bottom, and that have an attack, and that can be targeted by an opponent's attack and then removed from the board completely. The exact same thing, the exact same mechanics, as I bump my microphone, the exact same mechanics can be applied to a Necromancer. A Necromancer may pay some life to create these token allies. Maybe you discard cards from your hand to create token allies. Perhaps it's some effect wherein you just give up something so that you can gain these creatures or these allies that you can then throw at your opponent for attacks instead of actually playing attacks with cards from hand. That could be really interesting because, again, it shifts the design space towards something that more people can actually interface with. Again, if you have friends that play something like a Magic the Gathering or a Yu-Gi-Oh, that sort of thing, Pokemon, where you have permanents in the field that are constantly doing things or the ability to do things, it's easy to grasp that concept and then apply it to a Necromancer-like class in a Flesh and Blood, where normally these things don't exist, but in this one specific class, here's a great way for me to teach you how this game functions. That would be one of the reasons why I would say it would be a really smart idea to make a Necromancer class, because if you do, then you can parlay or you just pull more people in because of the simple mechanic of understanding how a permanent works. So yes, I do think they should consider putting Necromancer in and then making the class in some way, shape, or form have the ability to create token creatures that are persistent and of course can be killed and removed from the board, but do have long-term value over time. And it would be an interesting new class. I do say that they did introduce that possibility, or that sort of showed us that design space in Monarch because they introduced allies. They also technically did it with like the way that auras function in Prism, because we see these persistent auras that get value over time. Same sort of idea that you could possibly do with a Necromancer. Okay, so those are 4 classes that could fit into the game easily, and the 5th class, it's not one you would have guessed, or maybe it is if you know me. We need to have pirates in this game. Guys, we need pirates. There needs to be pirates. It makes so much sense. It could be normal pirates wearing pirate hats. It could be sky pirates from Metrics. It doesn't matter. Just give me pirates that can dual wield. Here's the full request. Okay, here's my pitch. Give me a pirate that has a gun in one hand and a sword in the other. Okay, so that we can do a sword attack and then fire the pistol, right? That'd be awesome. Maybe we got a musket, right? Again, it works well for Metrics, and maybe some people from Metrics, they went to the coastline so they could sail down the coast and like maraud, okay? This is what I'm talking about. We need pirates. They can interact with coppers. We have coppers in the game. This is the way that we introduce silver and gold. Look, you could have a win condition, an alternate win condition where if this pirate collects X amount of silver or gold or coppers, X amount of loot, they win the game immediately. Come on, there's so many good ideas with pirates. How is this not a thing? Like, come on, tell me, am I just losing it? Is this too much? You can say it in a comment below if this is too much, but I think pirates would be fantastic. I'm just gonna make pirates. I'm gonna do custom pirate cards. If you want to see custom pirate cards, let me know in a comment below, and I'll make a video just about custom pirate cards. But I think pirates would be a fantastic addition to the game and the world of Flesh and Blood. So those are the 5 classes that I think should be included in Flesh and Blood, should be brought into the fold so that we can all deck build with them and play with them going forward. Let me know what you think in a comment below. What are some classes you would like to see in the game? Things like Assassin, I don't know, something cool with like maybe not just a potion maker, but someone that benefits from using potions, like a juicer or something like that, right? That'd be interesting. Just let me know in a comment below what you think of all of these ideas. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider hitting the like and the subscribe. Hitting the like button does help tremendously to get this video shown to other people, and then of course subscribing also does the exact same thing, and it supports the channel. If you want to support the channel via Patreon, feel free to do that as well, and as always everybody, thanks for watching.